morning, Chafer. How are you?
Mirëmbrëma dhe mirë se vini shikues dashur në Urat e Botës. Takimet tona tashmë çdo të shtunë, po i mirëprisni dhe nuk kam si t'i e më e lumtur. Në këtë të shtunë kam kënaqësinë të kem afër për një bisedë ambasadorën e Finlandës në Kosovë, zonjën Eva-Marie Laksonen. Një rrëfim i afërt për një vend që shpesh renditet ndër më të lumturit në botë, nga natyra e jashtëzakonshme dhe dritat veriore, të arsimi, kultura dhe mënyra e jetesës finlandeze. Atëherë, lejoni që t'ju prezantoj edhe me ambasadorën. Mirë se vini, zonja Laksonen. Faleminderit shumë që jeni këtu.
Faleminderit shumë.
Kënaqësi për neve. Dhe po e nis me këtë të Finlandës, sepse me njëherë sa dëgjojmë për shtetin e Finlandës, na bie në mend lumturia dhe mënyra e jetesës atje. A është edhe në realitet ashtu? A ndjehet kjo edhe në përditshmëri?
First of all, thank you so much for having me. This is a great pleasure. And I really much like your first question because it gives me the opportunity to very briefly tell you about the story of Finland, because not everyone remembers or realizes that actually just over 100 years ago, Finland was very poor and agrarian nation and country. Our life expectancy was low. 95% of the population didn't have anything else, just basic education or not even that. As you know, our climate, it can be quite harsh, and we don't have any major natural resources. So Finland needed to start investing in what it had, and that was people. Slowly, throughout the years and decades, we invested in innovations, education, good governance, and that in the end started to pay off. And nowadays we have a society where we can feel safe, our kids get good quality education, we have health services serving us. Basically we are happily living in the Finnish society today.
Dhe sigurisht gjithë secili nga ne e ka këtë zili kur shohim top listën e Finlandës si numër 1 nga lumturia. Po, në gjuhën tuaj, pra në finlandisht, vendi quhet Suomi. Çfarë përfaqëson ky emër për finlandezët? Sigurisht është më shumë se sa një vend gjeografik.
That is true. We actually call our country Suomi, which of course doesn't remind at all the international name Finland. And it's also funny because Suomi in Finnish, it doesn't remind any other words either, so it's quite unique word. Okay. Some researchers say it comes from Saami, which of course refers to the indigenous people living in Lapland. But for us, Suomi is very emotional thing and word. It unites us, it kind of reflects all the values which we think that are important for us. Equality, stubbornness, connection to nature, belonging.
Dhe neve po na shoqërojnë edhe disa pamje të Finlandës. E dim që është një vend i zbukuruar me natyrë ku më shumë se 70% e tokës së saj është mbuluar me pyje të paprekura. Ka me mira ishuj, akoma më shumë edhe liçene. Si ndikon natyra, zonja ambasadore, në mënyrën se si jetojnë njerëzit në Finland?
That is true. Nature is very close to our hearts, and it's very much present in our everyday life. In Finland, we sometimes take the nature granted. Our forests, lakes, and clean air. You don't think clean air is luxury if you live in Finland. You think that it should be like this, but then of course it's not the case in all parts of the world. Nature brings us balance, it gives us strength, well-being, health also. But one thing I would like to mention here also is that somehow nature brings us Finns also responsibility. So we respect nature and the environment a lot. And for example, we are very serious in recycling and teach our kids from very early age not to throw trash on the ground, for example.
Gjë që është shumë e rëndësishme dhe I bie që e gjithë bota ka shumë për të mësuar ose për të marrë shembull Finlandën, nisur nga mënyra se si edukohen të rinjët për ta ruajtur mjedisin. Finlanda gjithashtu ka një nga kontrastet më të forta në mes të ditës dhe natës gjatë vitit. Pra në verë mund të kesh 24 orë dritë, për 2 muaj në veri gjatë dimrit dielli nuk lind pothuajse fare. Ndikon ky fenomen në ritmin e përditshëm të jetës, gjumit, besa edhe energjisë së njerëzve.
Well, I would like to answer here that it doesn't affect at all, that through the generations we have got adapted to it. But unfortunately, that's not the truth. It does affect our lives, especially the dark winter months. Some people really suffer about that. And what we try to do is we try to make our indoor lives as cozy as possible. We also go out. It's possible to go out in the winter time with proper clothing. Some people use light therapy. In Finland, we have our own word, kaamos, for that period, that polar night. But funny thing is that when the polar night ends and spring comes and sun returns, we Finns somehow come alive again. And we come out from our homes and we want to spend as much time outdoors as possible during those light months we have. But basically we do try to enjoy all the seasons.
Sidomos nëse me që përmendet periudhën e dimrit, e dim se në zonat veriore si La Planda, atje është ma gjepse, bile është kthyer në një nga destinacionet turistike më të kërkuara, është aurora boreale që mund të shihet deri në 200 herë në vit në La Planda. Sa e zakonshme është për banorët atje, janë mësuar me këtë, e shohin të zakonshme?
Well, of course, for locals, that's kind of natural part of life to see the northern lights. It's not that kind of unique thing as for tourists. But also for locals, it is a specific moment. When you see beautiful northern lights, you stop and you gaze them and you enjoy them. And of course, they kind of reflect the connection between nature and people in the Arctic areas.
Jashtëzakonshme. Janë pamje të cilat çdo kush I shijon. A keni ju personalisht ndonjë moment që ju ka ngelur në mendje gjatë përjetimit të kësaj?
Very beautiful photos. Actually, I come from the western coast of Finland, and I have not seen that many northern lights in my life. But now that you asked, 2 winters ago, I was with my family in Lapland, and we were skiing, cross-country skiing, and we had spent whole night outside. We were very tired, and it was extremely cold. It was something like minus 30 degrees or so. Wow. And we were in our cozy cabin, and we had gone to sauna and put our pajamas on, and I checked my phone because there is this app you can follow and see when the northern lights are the brightest and the best. And I was like at midnight, like, oh my God, now, now is the moment, if ever, that now I told to my family that let's take skis and put up clothes and let's go out to the ice and see the northern lights. And they were like, Mom, you must be kidding us. We are not going anywhere. But in the end, I dragged my husband and some kids, and we went to the ice, and it was amazing. And in the middle of the night, total darkness, very cold, beautiful lights. So it's something I remember.
Të çdo kush duhet ta përjetoj të paktën një herë në jetën e tyre. Dhe përpos dritave veriore ka një element tjetër shumë të rëndësishëm që e simbolizon kulturën finlandeze, është sauna. Pra ka miliona sauna një vend me rreth 5.5 milion banor. Pra sauna duket më shumë se relax, pra është kthyer në një traditë, apo jo?
Yes, sauna is very important for us. And actually, you are right. We have in Finland more saunas than cars. We have 3.3 million saunas, and we are a nation of 5.5 million people, so lots of saunas. It's, for us, all the things you mentioned. It's health, it's relaxation, it's also, of course, social social thing for us. And it's very normal tradition for many families to go to saunas. And we have saunas in our houses, in our apartments, shared saunas at workplaces, and of course, most importantly, in our summer cottages by the lakes and by the sea.
Okay. Pra është diçka krejtësisht normale për finlandezët që të kenë sauna në shtëpitë e tyre. Kanë të gjithë.
It is, and also it has a long history and long tradition. It has always been important for Finns. Back in the history when we were just moving around Finland and habiting new places, quite often when a household was built, first building they built was sauna.
No.
And of course, also back in the history, and not that far back in the history, we, gave birth in sauna, we healed our family members in sauna, and we died in sauna. So it kind of covered the whole spectrum of life.
Me gjithë këtë, pra, nëse sauna tregon mënyrën e jetesës dhe relaksin e finlandezëve, jemi shumë kureshtar të dimë, besoj është një nga pyetjet që merrni më shpesh, cili është sekreti i lumturisë së finlandezëve? Pra çka ndikon kaq shumë? Çka e bën ata të renditet gjithmonë lart?
This is a very good question, and Blerona, I don't know if you have been in Finland, but
no.
Welcome. Quite often foreigners who come to Finland, they are a bit surprised when they see us. We are not the most cheerful people in the world. We Finns, we are often quite quiet, maybe pessimistic, shy. And still, we have been nominated 9 times in a row as the happiest country in the world. I think Finnish happiness, it's not that kind of cheerful joy. It's more like well-being. We are content with our life. And one thing I want to mention here is that the happiness didn't just happen. It wasn't that someday we woke up and we were happy. We kind of made Finland happy. We built it. We invested in equality, in safety, in education, in well-being, work-life balance, things like that. And nowadays we are quite happy with our everyday life in Finland. Happiness is not luxury for us. It's more like being happy what you have in your normal life.
Lumturia mund të jetë edhe si rezultat i barazisë gjinore në të cilën Finlanda ka një traditë për këtë. Biles, Finlanda ishte ndër vendet e para në botë ku gratë fituan të drejtën e votës dhe madje edhe përfaqësim parlamentar. A mendoni se barazia gjinore është një nga shtyllat kryesore të Finlandës?
That is right, and yes, it still is one of the core pillars in our society. We strongly believe that men and women have and should have equal opportunities, equal rights in education, in work life, in the politics, in economy. And that is something we still build our society on. Of course, I also have to say that the world is not ready, not even in Finland. There is still things we have to do. But yes, that is a core pillar.
Një nga faktorët që shpesh lidhet edhe me barazin dhe mundësitë e njëjta në shoqëri është edhe sistemi arsimor, i cili në Finland konsiderohet si një nga më të suksesshmit në botë. Si arrihet që nxënësit mos kenë presion të madh gjatë ditëve të tyre prapë të shkollës, për të kenë nota të larta, pra të kenë arritje të larta? Si është krijuar ky balansi?
Yes, we are actually very proud of our education system, and there I also think that the kind of basis of the system, we have the values, we have equality, we have trust, and we want to give all kids same kind of possibilities, no matter if you live, in Lapland, if you live in Helsinki, if you, whatever home background you have, everyone should be offered same quality education. And also we value our teachers a lot. They are trusted. Teachers' profession is very highly valued. They are well educated and they keep on educating themselves during their career years. We don't have that much competition in the Finnish schools. We don't test that much. And by creating that kind of, relaxed environment at schools, children learn, even they don't always realize that they are learning.
Është një strategji shumë e mençur në fakt dhe duket se ka rezultuar mbar, andaj mund ta marrim edhe ne si model. Po, përveç arsimit, Finlanda ka edhe një identitet të fortë kulturor që shprehet përmes muzikës edhe dizajnit modern. Për shembull, zhanri heavy metal në Finlandë është shumë i përhapur, gjë që duket në fillim pak si paradoksale, po si bashkëtojnë natyra e qetë dhe kultura urbane shumë e fuqishme në Finland.
I have to admit to you that we Finns, we are a bit controversial people. We are, as I said, calm and quiet, but we have this other side. We can be sometimes a bit weird, and we have kind of creative energy. And it is true, Finns love heavy metal music. We have lots of heavy metal bands, and in some countries it might be underground culture, but in Finland it's just mainstream. And I think we combine those two things quite well. And another thing is that we have, besides of heavy metal, we love tango. And of course, tango music is also very passionate and dramatic, not at all what Finns are.
E jashtëzakonshme, shumë e veçantë. A jeni përshtatur ju, zonja Aleksonen, me kuzhinën tradicionale shqiptare?
I have to say I'm very much adapted. I've been here since September and I loved it. I'm a bit foodie. I'm here with my daughter actually, and we like to go to traditional Albanian cafes and restaurants. Luckily we are not vegetarians because that would be maybe a bit difficult here. My daughter loves burek, and personally I'm a cheese lover and I've tasted quite many of your cheeses. I like sherry cheese the best. I eat it with honey. I don't know if it's meant to be like that, but I like it. Goes well with honey.
Qa ka ndonjë ushqim finlandez që mendoni se I befason më shumë të huaj, pra diçka tradicionale finlandeze?
I don't know, impressed, but maybe surprised, and it's not the food, but it's salt licorice. It's this salty candy, salty black candy. Finns love. We eat it a lot. And when I came here, I took a lot of salt licorice, salmiakki in Finnish, with me because I thought that I would like to give it as a present here when I go to school visits and so on. But I love Kosovo children, when I offer them this salt licorice, they are usually like, no, thank you, this is not eatable.
Okej, po me siguri ne jemi shumë të hapur edhe për t'i provuar gjërat e reja. Dua që në këtë bashkëbisedim tonin të flas pak edhe për sportin, që është shumë e rëndësishme. Dua të di cilat janë sportet më të ndjekura dhe më të dashura për Finlandën.
Yes, we Finns, we are sport lovers and we like to cheer for Suomi. We like winter sports. They are very popular in Finland, and of course our national sport is ice hockey. And we can take it quite seriously sometimes. And if Finland wins, that's a kind of national celebration for days. Also cross-country skiing, that is popular in Finland. We like to ski ourselves and watch it. And it of course has also long cultural traditions in Finland. But as we were discussing before, we are a bit controversial people, and we also like motorsports. Formula One is very much followed in Finland, and we, of course, are very proud with our world-known stars like Mika Häkkinen or Kimi Räikkönen.
Okej, po shohim edhe në vazhdimsi pamje që na tregojnë më shumë të Finlandën, dhe nga fundi I kësaj interviste do doja që të ndalem më shumë për të folur për eksperiencën tuaj në Kosovë. Çfarë ju ka bërë më shumë të përshtypje nga kultura dhe njerëzit në Kosovë?
I don't know if that's a surprise, but one very distinctive thing that people here are very friendly. We have felt ourselves so welcomed here, and that is heartwarming.
Okay. Çfarë ngjashmërish shihni mes finlandezëve dhe kosovarëve?
I think at first look we might seem a bit different, but when you look closer, you can see that we share the same values, like loyalty, honesty, we care for each other, so those kind of things.
Okay. Çfarë vendi do t'i rekomandonit një miku që vjen nga Finlanda në Kosovë? Pra që duhet ta vizitoj patjetër.
Actually, I just had some friends visiting us a few weeks ago, and we went first to Rahovets to see some vineyards. Then we continued to Prizren to see the old town and the fortress. And then we drove back to Pristina through Prevalla and Brezovica to see the mountain views, which for us Finns, they are very unique. We don't have mountains in Finland. So I would say that was quite perfect day.
Okay, pra ky do të ishte një itinerar I mundshëm për ta. Cila ka qenë gjëja më sfiduese e përshtatjes së ritmit të jetës në Kosovë për ju personalisht?
Well, I must say that it's kind of sense of time. We Finns, we are extremely punctual. If we have, a meeting at 1, we are there 10 to 1, and at 1 we are ready with our pens and papers and to start the meeting. When it's 1:02, we get very anxious, like, what is happening? Is she not coming? Is this meeting cancelled? And 1:05, we leave, and we think that this was it.
Okay.
So I have sometimes noticed that Kosovars are not maybe that punctual.
Keni të drejtë, edhe pse në këtë rast unë më shumë po e ndjej vetëm finlandeze, kam edhe unë këtë mënyrën e të qenurit shumë strikt në kohën. A ka ndonjë zakon kosovar që tashmë mendon se e ke përvetësu, të ka pëlqyer edhe është kthyer në rutinën tuaj?
Well, I have not adopted, but I've started to understand that 1 minute there, 1 minute here, it doesn't matter that much. So I'm, in a way, Kosovar. I might be even late myself sometimes, as I was today, and I'm sorry for that.
Jo, s'ka asnjë problem. Ne vazhdimisht e përmendim trafikun që është një nga gjërat që ndikon më së shumti në vonesat tona. Çfarë do të merrni me vete nga kjo eksperiencë në Kosovë kur të largoheni? Çka mendon se do të marr malli më së shumti nga Kosova?
Yes, as said, I've been here since September, so I'm very new to this country. I have still years to come, which I'm very happy with. But so far, as I mentioned, the friendliness and kindness and warmness of people, it has been very exceptional, and I think I have not in any country experienced that kind of attitude from people. That will stay with me, and also I've had very good conversation with people here. So that also, and maybe food thing.
Jeni e mirëpritur kudoherë në Kosovë. Ju e dini që tashmë kjo është shtëpia juaj. Zonja Aleksonë, faleminderit shumë. Ishte shumë kënaqësi t'ju kem këtu në këtë të shtunë me gjithë shikuesit dhe të mësojmë përmes jush për Finlandën. Faleminderit që u bët pjesë e projektit tonë.
Thank you, Prerana, and welcome to Finland.
Faleminderit, do t'jetë kënaqësi, e kam në listën time për ta vizituar. Miq, kjo ishte edhe epizodi I kësaj të shtune, vazhdoni t'jeni me ATV-n, takohemi javën tjetër. Natën e mirë.